Namaste, angels. It's the daily reading for Thursday, the 17th. I'm thinking, I don't believe I mentioned that on the 16th, so in our reading for the day prior, that Mars entered Aquarius. So be mindful of that as well as we go into today. Also, there is a Gemini moon for the 17th. So a lot of air energy potentially. And, Venus is still in Gemini as well. Like I said, a lot of air. Let's go to the significant events beginning with the year 1527, when Panfilo de Narvaez departs Spain to explore Florida with 600 men. By 1536, only 4 survive. Both of those years, 6-9, by the way, 1527 and 1536, which equals 6. 1792. 24 merchants formed the New York Stock Exchange at 70 Wall Street. 1803, John Hawkins and Richard French patent the reaping machine. 1973, Senate Watergate Committee begins its hearings. 2004, Massachusetts becomes the first U.S. state to legalize same-sex marriage. 2014, the center-right Hindu Nationalist Party, the BJP, wins landslide election victory in India. Did you know World Health Organization takes homosexuality out of its list of mental illnesses on this day, May 17th, in the year 1990? Famous birthdays: Albert of Prussia, Cool Papa Bell, Alan Kay, Enya, Craig Ferguson, and Trent Reznor. Would you believe Fidel Castro offers to exchange Bay of Pigs prisoners for 500 bulldozers on May 17th in 1961? Famous weddings: 1763, philosopher Marquis de Sade, 22, weds Renee Pelagie de Montreuil in Paris. 1827 or 99, U.S. President Andrew Johnson, 18, also 9, weds Eliza McGirdle, 16, in Warrenton, Tennessee. 1923, actress and singer Marlene Dietrich, 21, weds assistant director Rudolf Sieber, 26, in Berlin, Germany. 1947, NBA center George Mikan, 22, weds college sweetheart Patricia Lou Dabney. 1997, actor Sylvester Stallone weds actress Jennifer Flavin in London. Famous deaths: John Michael Bach, John Jay, Talleyrand, John Deere, Charles Brooke, and Donna Summer. Donna Summer was American and a singer. She's famous for Last Dance, Hot Stuff, Carry On. She was born on December 31st in 1948 and was a Capricorn from Boston, Massachusetts. She died on May 17th in the year 2012 at the age of 63 of lung cancer. A lot of 9s on this day so far. Charles Brooke was English and the second White Raja of Sarawak. The second White Raja of Sarawak, he established the Sarawak Museum and also founded a boys' school where Malays could be taught, and where Malays, as in I guess the Malay people, could be taught the Malay language. He was born on June 3rd in the year 1829. There's a 9/11, actually, not another 9/9. But June 3rd is a 9, another 9. He was a Gemini from Burnham-on-Sea, England. He died on May 17th in the year 1917 at the age of 87. I have 9 Facebook notifications right now. It says 2. I just looked up at the tabs. Of course, I'm on thisday.com. That's from where I'm reading. John Deere is American and famous for having founded Deere and Company. He founded one of the largest manufacturers of agricultural machinery in the world. He was born on February 7th in the year 1804 and was an Aquarius from Rutland, Vermont, USA. He died on May 17th in 1886 at the age of 82. Talleyrand. Full name: Charles Maurice de Talleyrand Périgord, was French, a politician and a diplomat. While Talleyrand's career began as a bishop, he quickly worked his way to the highest levels of the French government. Under Louis XVI, the French Revolution, Napoleon, Louis XVIII, and Louis Philippe, He typically served as the foreign minister or in other diplomatic roles. He was Napoleon's chief diplomat during his conquest of Europe. Even those who saw him as a traitor couldn't deny the skill with which he carried out his office. Clemens von Metternich, the Austrian foreign minister and chancellor, once described him as, quote, sharp-edged instrument with which it is dangerous to play, end quote. And his name has since been a metaphor for a particularly resourceful and masterful statesman. He was born on February 13th in 1754 and was an Aquarius from Paris, France. He died on May 17th in 1838, another 9/11 there, at the age of 84 of natural causes. John Jay was American and the first U.S. Chief Justice. He was a founding father of the United States, born on December 12th in the year 1745. He was a Sagittarius from New York City, New York, USA. He died on May 17th in the year 1829, another 9/11, at the age of 83. 11. Johann Michael Bach. Very interesting name. Well, the name is like very... translates as being close to God. John means, oh, it just escaped me. Jeez. Michael means he who is like God. I lost John. In any case, never mind. Moving on. He was a composer. A German composer of the Baroque period, also the brother of Johann Christoph Bach. So that's another one. Christoph, of course, like Christ, and which means anointed. And the father-in-law of Johann Sebastian Bach. I don't know what Sebastian means. He was born on August 9th in the year 1648 and was a Leo from Arnstadt, Germany. He died on May 17th in 1694 at the age of 45. There goes those nines again. 9s and 11s. That's... must be what today is about. Going back up to the birthdays, Trent Reznor is American and a museum known as a member of the industrial rock band 9 Inch Nails. He was born on May 17th in 1965 and is 52 years old, a Taurus from Mercer, Pennsylvania, USA. Craig Ferguson, both American and Scottish, an actor and a comedian, the host of The Late Show with Craig Ferguson, an Emmy Award-nominated Peabody Award-winning late-night talk show that airs on CBS. He was born on May 17th in 1962 and is 55 years old, a Taurus from Glasgow, Scotland. Enya is 56 years old. She's Irish, a singer-songwriter. She is Ireland's best-selling solo musician who sold 15 million copies of her album A Day Without Rain. She was born on May 17th in 1961 and is 56 years old, a Taurus from Gweedore, County Donegal, Ireland. Alan Kay is American and a computer scientist known for his contributions to object-oriented programming and graphical user interfaces, which form the visual basis of all modern operating systems. While working at Xerox PARC, he helped develop the Smalltalk programming language. He was born on May 17th in 1940 and is 77 years old, a Taurus from Springfield, Massachusetts. Cool Papa Bell was American and a baseball player. He played in the Baseball Negro League from 1922 through 1950 and was considered by many as one of the fastest base runners ever to play the game. He was born on May 17th in 1903 and was a Taurus from Starkville, Mississippi, USA. He died on March 7th in 1991 at the age of 87 of a heart attack. 1991, of course, another 11. And lastly, Albert of Prussia, whose full name was Albrecht von Hohenzollern, was German, and the Duke of Prussia, the last Grand Master of the Teutonic Knights, who after converting to Lutheranism became the first monarch of the Duchy of Prussia, the secularized state that emerged from the former monastic state of the Teutonic Knights, as in monks. The first European ruler to establish Protestantism as the official state religion of his lands, he proved instrumental in the political spread of Protestantism in its early stages, ruling the Prussian lands for nearly 6 decades. That would be 60 years. He was born on May 17th in 1490 and was a Taurus from Ansbach. He died on March 20th in 1568 at the age of 77. And like I said, he was the last. Today with the dice, we begin with stay in bed, buy shoes, and once again, try again. Spirit says dirty movie. Buy shoes. And email. This could be about Mars in Aquarius. Mars is an action taker, right? Aquarius would be about electronic communication or email. This can also be about Uranus being in Taurus. Uranus, ruler of Aquarius. Taurus, taking care of practical matters, like handling your business of the earthly. Today we begin with the 3 of air, unfortunately. And it's funny because I had already shuffled and come to the Knight of air, which would have also made sense today with all the air we have, energy we have surrounding us. And then for whatever reason was guided to shuffle again, picked up the cards again, and here we are. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. An opening to the star, which also represents the planet Uranus and sign of Aquarius, with Archangel Jophiel. Happy times make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You are on the right path. So again, the star or the energy of Aquarius or Uranus can be about electronic communication for me. Communication in general as an air sign, but more specifically electronic as it relates to Aquarius. Email, online dating and communication, chat sites, chat line, whatever they call that stuff. I've never gotten into it personally. No judgment or offense. Just never been my thing. In any case, that sort of communication. Also about prayers being answered, wishes granted, dreams coming true for you. And can specifically relate to an air sign, and maybe more specifically than that, an Aquarius. Impactful upon this day. Star. Opening to the 8 of fire. So this could be that, again, taking action. 8s are about, karmic energy. Fire or wands about action, like Mars. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over and many things are happening at once. So this can definitely be Mars and Aquarius. Both of these are 8s, by the way. Mars and Aquarius causing things to happen in the background. Things to get moving. Also, 8 of fire, 8 of wands about communication too. So again, both meanings could be, both interpretations could be read with these 2 cards sitting next to each other. Eight of fire. And the Empress, which represents the planet Venus. I said this day could be about Venus too. Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and we have that Uranus in Taurus. And Venus is the ruler of Gemini, and we have Venus in Gemini right now. So this energy could be about a Taurus, a Gemini, a Libra, all of which are ruled by Venus. It can also be about abundance or a bundle. Somebody pregnant, or a good day to attempt to become pregnant if that's what you're wanting to do. Could be about your mother or a mother figure, may be particularly impactful upon this day. This can be about nurturing yourself like a mother. The feminine energy, very nurturing yourself or other people as well. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams. Yes, it's also about new beginnings. And on the heels of a new moon in Taurus, could definitely be about that too. Give birth to your dreams. Nurture yourself and others. Also, potentially about some sort of party of three. Perhaps a love triangle, but not necessarily. In whatever case, there's movement in this area, however it, applies to you. Empress and the Ten of Air, the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better. Somebody maybe even recovering from an addiction. So maybe the difficulty was, the lack of the flow of abundance. So that's coming to an end, and instead we will experience abundance. Three of Air and the Three of Fire. This would be our third three. I began with the Three of Air. The Empress is Major Arcana card number 3, and now the Three of Fire. Abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. Three of Fire, yes, absolutely about abundance. And typically in areas or, deriving from things where we showed a particular, creativity. The Empress can be about creativity as well. Threes in general can be about creativity, actually. We showed a particular creativity and interest. We have, we're passionate about whatever this is. And we've initiated some sort of project. We're not able to complete it yet. We're waiting for that last wand to come in, and then it'll be done. So in the meantime, some patience may be required. But we're on our way. The Empress. Knight of Earth, loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind is the Knight of Earth. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. Knight of Earth may very well be a Taurus. Could be a Virgo or a Capricorn as well, or anyone likened to these traits or attributes. Overall energy today is renewal or judgment, which represents the planet Pluto for me, and the sign of Scorpio, which it rules. Review and evaluate. A favorable assessment of the facts. It's time to move in a new direction. Judgment is about not being overly judgmental upon yourself or other people. So like not beating yourself up and stuff. As it relates to relationships, it's about coming to a crossroad and deciding like, where do we go from here? So for some people, it might be the end of the road. Maybe that's why I began with the Three of Swords. For others, we'll continue to move. Or maybe we're coming to this crossroad. We're having to meet here because there's been some hurt between us before. That's what the Three of Swords represents. And now we're going to heal in part by, communicating, getting together, having some sort of compromise, a meeting of the minds, and deciding, where do we go from here? As it relates to work and finances, it's about promotion, raise, elevation, accolades, recognition, being elevated. It can be, in that regard, connected to ascension as well. Because that would still be the universe promoting us, raising us up, uplifting us. And then we tend to also see manifestations of that here on this plane, as above, so below. Crowning the masculine, it's the Nine of Air, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, and sleepless nights. Some of the masculine struggling, potentially manifesting negativity into their own lives with their thoughts and actions. Surrounded by the Six of Water, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, and romanticizing the past. Yes, this card can have to do with children or one's childhood. It can have to do with themselves as a child and some things that they went through or experienced. Maybe that's why they're expecting the worst now, because they're basing some present situation on their past. and dredging up old memories and emotions. This can also have to do with a soulmate relationship, past life relationship, and there could be some, struggle, mental anguish in that regard that's keeping them up at night. Maybe the fact that they've come to a crossroad or need to come to a crossroad and address something. In the masculine subconscious, the Knight of Fire, who is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Well, the Knight of Fire can be a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or Scorpio, with the latter two both being ruled by Mars, which again entered Aquarius today. This can be what this is about. The desire to take action, maybe with regard to a child or a soulmate relationship or some experience from your childhood or past, or some relationship, friendship, anything from your childhood or past, but worry in that regard too. Crowning the feminine, the Six of Fire. Victory, good news, it's on its way. Public recognition or award. So again, renewal or judgment about accolades, recognition, being uplifted, elevated, promoted. When I pick this up behind it, for some of us, this energy has to do with the world. For a long time, we were in one situation that should have ended. Perhaps we should have initiated ending. Or likely we should have. We didn't. So now the universe is stepping in and it's helping us to get out of that situation. This, like the Three of Fire, is going to require some patience. Very likely. Okay, it often requires patience because now we're being eased out, as opposed to the Tower, for example, which would abruptly shove us out of a situation. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude in the path toward enlightenment. This is also potentially about a party of three situation, perhaps a love triangle. Surrounding the feminine, it's Major Arcana card number 13, or Death, which represents the sign of Scorpio, like our overall energy of judgment. It's the end of a phase or situation. Spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. So again, that world energy, it's old. We need to depart from it, whatever it represents in our lives. We also have a 613 here, equals 19, of course. We have a 6-9 here. I started the reading talking about 6-9 in the earlier portion. So that may mean something. And with this Knight, which would be the equivalent of a 10, we have a 19 here. The feminine subconscious. Major Arcana card 16, or the Tower, about which I just spoke. I said the world eases us out. The Tower kind of shoves us out. In this placement, the feminine subconscious, it's not actually, not necessarily actually realized. This can be, emotions through what she's going. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. In this position, this could, very likely be what this is. She's had some sort of revelation that changes everything in an instant. And she realizes it's time to spread her wings. So like maybe all of a sudden the light bulb goes off, boom, I got to get out of this situation. Or I have to allow this to end. I've been hanging on to something that's, that's been dead. I got to allow it to go. I got to allow myself to transform and to, become greater. I got to accept my accolades and my, my promotion, my raise. I'm being recognized by other people. I got to recognize myself and allow myself to, that old me, that was stuck and maybe, not as productive, is dead and gone. Crowning, the Nine of Earth, enjoying life's little luxuries. This could be a sign of her success, or the masculines too. Enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. We also had a bunch of 9s during the earlier part of the reading. Now we have 2 in crowning positions here. At the root, the 3 of Water, a celebration, a graduation, or a birth announcement, and the need to have more fun. So this could apply to the feminine in terms of celebrating whatever victory she is experiencing, even if it's just a victory of, a shift in her own life and realizing that she's got to leave old energy behind and moving into new. We're celebrating that. Maybe she'll go out, have a night out with the girls. Thursday night's a nice night to go out. The after work crowd, that, like what they call grown and sexy crowd. Very nice. And she may do that. As far as the masculine, he too potentially taking advantage of this energy as a means of taking action in his own life and to clear out this funky energy of anxiety, like, to shift himself too. At the heart of the matter, the king of air, who is brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice and balance mental and emotional considerations. The king of air, I'm getting like he could be some sort of authority, a lawyer, a judge. This can have to do maybe with an actual structure, building, tower, a home. Maybe like you get the house, you win the settlement. It's the end of that situation where you were tied to this thing and now you're victorious. For some of us, that can be what this is. Or maybe even like, a home sale or a home purchase. You're the winning bid, something like that. Could be too, which would also, of course, be cause for celebration and would be you as the feminine in this position of, financial comfort, owning an asset. And all of that. Further clarifying the masculine's 9 of air and about what he may be worried. 3 of earth, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. So potentially some sort of situation he has going on at the office. Could be a relationship with somebody, a friendship or something at the office that he's needing to revisit. Maybe he, again, considering coming to this crossroad and working it out. He also may be waiting for some sort of financial and or material recognition at work. He could be having a relationship with somebody specifically that he met at work or connected to his career. And those could be things about what he is, which he is stressing. Again, maybe a party of 3 of some sort and potentially a love triangle. And the tower for the feminine, justice. So I said this, I felt lawyer, judge. So for some of us, this is a real legal situation and a real judgment that's finally coming to an end, and we're victorious here. So if you have, court on this date or something, you should go in feeling rather confident. Justice represents the sign of Libra. Again, a lot of air on this day, and 8s, a lot of 8s, it seems too. Karmic energy, the energy of karma. So justice being served, justice being due, or that's been due maybe for some time. Right? Death indicates it may have been going on, and now it's finally coming to an end. And we're shifting into a new place where we end up successful, victorious and successful. Maybe that's enough clarifying for today. Let's see what our advice is. Unity, or the Hierophant for the masculine. Traditional viewpoints and methods. Spiritual organizations seek out mentors and like-minded friends. The Hierophant can be about with whom and what we surround ourselves, and the need to sometimes adjust relationships, even, with old friends and, long-time relations and things. Sometimes it's time, we've come to the end of the road, and it's time to remove these people from our lives and to move on. Sometimes we need to just add some new people that are more positive and better match our vibration, or are higher and stronger, a frequency than our own, from which we can learn something. This can also be about maybe learning something down at the job, or because you learned something, you do a raise, or you're being placed into a position where you'll experience some training. That can be the Hierophant. The Hierophant can be about school, education, higher institutions. Also commitment. Marriage even. That can be what the Judge is about, right? Going down to the courthouse or something like that. For the Feminine, the King of Fire, who's motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, 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 and communicate with vision. Be a leader. And take advice from someone creative if you get the opportunity. So again, this day is a day for the Feminine to really feel confident in whatever her dealings are, and that she should be successful. The King of Fire is a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or perhaps a Scorpio like the Knight. I hope that you guys enjoy this reading and find it helpful in your lives. Namaste, angels.